You're giving people the wrong idea.
No, exactly. I'm telling them this isn't it. Because when everybody hears spacer, they think this is it.
We have a plate spacer. You should have grabbed the plate spacer from the front.
Okay, get me that.
We'll grab that and a plate spacer. I have to put the dash back together.
Okay.
It's only a 5-lug one, but...
Where's the plate? Oh, what?
It's where that was.
Okay. Are you sure about that?
Yeah.
Hey guys, Fuller again with Custom Offsets TV on the YouTube. It's an episode of I Never Knew, which is mostly what I've read on the internet, so if I'm wrong, you can blame it on them. But we had to put some spacers on this dually, and I kind of want to explain why. So a lot of times when people hear spacers, they think of this big behemoth over here. So you can see it's got the studs on it, and then it's drilled out, obviously. This part goes on the hub of your truck, and you put your wheels onto here. So you can call this a spacer or an adapter. You can also get them to change your bolt pattern, but this is a big giant one. This is a little thinner. This is like a plate spacer. So this doesn't have the lug studs in it. Both of them you'll see have hub-centric rings. So we'll show you that. That's the important part here. So on this dually, the customer came in and ordered this set of wheels and tires. And what we found out when we put them on was that they were actually touching in the center. So you obviously can't have that because it's going to create a shit ton of heat, and then you're going to end up probably blowing out a sidewall. And then, you know, especially underneath any load, you're going to be really smashing these tires into each other. There might be a gap at the bottom, but every time it comes underneath, you know, when the weight of the truck and the weight of your load is on it, then your tires are going to make contact there. So potential to wear out the sidewall, as well as just create a whole bunch of heat, which is not good for your tires. What size is he running on here, Junior? These are 295s, and he added a 6 millimeter spacer, so it just separates them enough that they're not going to touch, they're not going to rub. So then obviously it'd be pretty detrimental if, you know, you lost basically all the rear tire pressures, had to blow it in the back, you know, especially if you're carrying a load or something like that. Dangerous situation there. And that's also another question we get all the time is it safe to run spacers? As long as I have this hub-centric ring, you know, and you're buying a quality spacer, it's okay to run spacers. Now, this applies to the rear. If you want to run spacers in the front, like something like this, to add a whole bunch of width, the dualies already come with a spacer in the front. And, you know, essentially that front wheel is like an inverse of the rear wheel, so that you can swap these around, you know, in your stock configuration. So it's already got a pretty large spacer on there to push it out because of that giant positive offset in the front and this giant negative offset in the rear. So I guess where I was going with that is you can run spacers on a dually. They come with spacers from factory. You can also add an additional spacer in the rear if you just need to separate these tires a bit so that they're not touching. Again, this is a 295/65 on a 20, and we're doing a 6 millimeter spacer just to give it a little separation so you don't run the risk of blowing out these tires. I guess that's probably the main point that we want to cover. I don't know if there's anything else, but if you can think of any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments, or if you just think I'm an idiot, you can tell me that too. I don't really care. Either way, make sure you like us on Facebook, subscribe on YouTube. It's youtube.com/Custom Offsets TV. Peace.